talks about like the point of thought is to radicalize itself. Like that's kind of its thing is to get caught in those circles and get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, right?
Yeah.
So
So
okay. So we went down that rabbit hole. But
done that.
now I wanted to talk to you about your level 4 experience again because I was wondering if your particular because when you describe your level 4 experience, you didn't elaborate, but you said that you felt that there were even when it broke, right? Even when it collapsed, like there were shards and fragments of it that seems to like flow into the rest of your lived experience.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know if the way you specifically related to level 4 influenced your transition out of 6 and into level 7 to be something like, okay, it's like sure there's all these different ways to be humans, different ways to be gendered, a different way to be something. But then you looked at like the traditions or the way people around you, like families, like functional societies, and you were just like, but even with all of that, still, if we adopt this way of being human, like this more older-fashioned way or whatever, like the level going back to what we were talking about, level 4 and level 7 having its own flavor of quote unquote fundamentalism, right?
Yeah.
If you were like level 6, blah 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 blah, but and then you did like that, what happened to some of that level 4 like resurrect in your level 7 experience? Like what happened there?
Oh. So I don't remember every detail about it. I think the reason why I consider that my main level 4 experience is because of how defining it was towards the rest of my philosophy throughout my entire life. And you don't lose levels as you go higher up. I think that's an important thing. So like I do think that and not only that is that I also tout it as so influential is because I tend to do my pathway is very, one, theoretically not INFP, and two, it's very unique in general, it seems like.
Yep.
Yeah. And so that one philosophy, I don't think it just coded the level 7 philosophy. It coded level 5, right? When I became ambitious, my thinking is like, I'm watching anime and being like, I can become the Hokage, the human experience is everything of who I am. If I can just push myself past the limits of what it means to be human, I guess. Well, not necessarily that, but like I can be the best person I can be, right? And I just did that because I just wanted to be on the football team. But then like level 6, and again, I wasn't thinking like I can, like I was thinking at level 6 that like the realization of like, oh, I can actually be everything. I think that because I had that level 4 moment of like that human boundness, instead of being like, it's okay to like, be comfortable with other positions. My mindset was still within the rules of like, I guess, social norms and social customs and corporate and success and try and still had that level 5 mentality of like, what I can be anything. But the problem is that I didn't know what I could be, or where to go, or how to be. And so again, the INFP likes to create fairy tale worlds, right? And I think at level 6, I just kind of, because of that level 4 experience, instead of going into the imaginary, I kept it very much in the realm of physical, which I still kind of do today, actually. And so because I kept it in the realm of physical, of things that I could do, I didn't think of any other possibilities, I guess. The NI critic was strong at that point. Very strong. Um, and then level 7. Level 7, I was very religious. But even then, I didn't go down the hyper fairy tale fantasyland liberal rabbit hole. It was more just like
Same.
yeah. It was more just like God can help me to be successful and ambitious. I had a lot of level 5 conclusions at level 7, which which is why I kind of think that level 7 and level 5 have a lot of end conclusions. But I was like, as long as I pray, as long as I read the scriptures, as long as I do what I'm supposed to do, I'll be blessed and I'll be able to be successful. No, I kind of broke. But even then, like, and that's another thing. I think the thing that kind of broke at level 8 was that level 4 philosophy that I'm touting as level 4, but was that like not necessarily that like who you are is who you are. Like that didn't really go away, but more just like it doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter if my philosophy, if it doesn't matter if what I believe is true or not. People are going to do what they're going to do. So, and funny enough, I don't say this, the people are going to do what they're going to do is also something I learned on my mission from a member. So, so that's kind of what broke. It was just like I had this idealism, I had this belief system. I am who I am. I am bounded with humans. I have this idea of human. I believe that this idea of human. But what broke was this idea and understanding that everyone should have that system or that belief system. And it doesn't matter whether I believe it or not. People are going to believe what they want to believe. People are going to do what they're going to do. So, and then it broke again into level 9. So, yeah. Hopefully that answered it. Hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, to be more specific, I guess.
Yeah, it's like the answer was to reframe my question in the first place. To reframe the assumptions of my question in the first place, and it was to say that it's not. The answer was, I guess, in a sense, yes and no, and that it's like after one level, quote unquote, collapses, it's like it expands, it transcends, and then closes the previous.
Yeah.
Right. Previous paradigm, right? Like it sucks it up. It doesn't negate it. It recontextualizes it.
Yeah.
Just like Einstein's, I guess, was it general relativity? Like it transcended and encapsulated Newtonian physics, right?
Yeah.
So you can still apply Newtonian physics in a subsection of physics. It's like, but over and above that is I think, is it general or special relativity? I think it's general relativity, right? And so, it's like same thing here. And so what you're saying is like your experience in level 4, like it never is like, and especially with the way that you framed those values, it's like it was a very FI oriented approach to your value set, right? Like, and so it's like in a sense that permeated not just into like any distinct stage, right? But it kind of colored your approach to every stage of your development from there on out.
Yeah.
Right? To different degrees and in different ways, different manifestations. But it was never not there.
Yeah.
Right? And even now, I think with your mantra that pain is still pain, I think is still to some degree anchored in that, right? It's like okay, with your thought experiments about being a roll of tape, about being a chair, about being all of that, and then realizing to some extent the futility of that as long as you're still encapsulated within a human body with human emotions and human needs, then it's like that realization followed you into level 5. It's like level 5, okay, fine, then I'm going to maximize human potential, right?
Yeah.
Then level 6, it's like all these different ways to maximize human potential. It's like, how am I even supposed to choose one over the other?
Yeah.
Or which one is more valid, right?
Yeah. Now,
And then it's like,
I will say that,
yes.
remember, level 6, another unique thing I did was I went further beyond than what most people do, and I had that level 9 moment. So that level 6 moment also colors the pain is still pain moment, why that was as defining as it was. So you got like two things happening there.
Very, I guess, very visceral, very red. Very visceral, like very bloody, like very red, very human, very vital, very
Control.
yeah.
Control.
Yeah. But like even the religiosity, but it was like your realization was like, if I'm going to be human and I can't be a roll of tape or a chair, it was like you owned it. You're like, then by golly, I'm going to be human, right? Like
Yeah.
very human,
Mm-hmm.
right? And going back to every emotion is every emotion, it's like in some sense everything is about control, right? Even blue emotions are about control in a sense, right? It's like in the sense that everything seeks balance, like it seeks harmony, like it seeks happiness or contentment or sex, like it seeks, like it's like pain, to turn away from pain, like you have that scale, right? The pain and pleasure scale, right?
Yeah.
Away from pain and towards pleasure, and through pain towards greater pleasure, right? I might be willing to use pain as a path, but
Yes. Yeah. You use pain as a tool, or understand pain will happen to eventually get greater pleasure.
exactly.
But nobody wants pain.
It's pain for the sake of pain, no.
Yeah.
And so, and if you think about that, and it's like if you contextualize the world through that lens, it's like then absolutely everything is now red, right? Blue is red, purple is red, black is red, green is red. It's all red, right? It's all because it's like everything, and this is why the villains and the heroes and anti-heroes, in a certain sense, have a good point when they're like when they color the story and the narrative and their worldview, and they're just like it's all, and sometimes the villain will say it's all about power, right? It's all about control, right? And somebody else will be like, it's all, it's all love, right? Everything, the universe is love, right? The universe is control. Sigmund Freud, the universe is, sex. It's like whatever, right? It's like at a certain point, it's like they can see how everything in the universe connects, like to this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
To this thing that they're viewing it from. How it can legitimately, you can circumscribe like a TI narrative story in which this is the plot line, like this aspect of the universe is the plot line, and everything kind of circles around it, right, in a certain sense. And it's like it was like you realized that for you, at the very least, one answer you did find is, I guess it's not a positive answer, but it's more a negative answer. It's not so much that you found something as that you eliminated some possibilities. That is, and I think this might be part of the reason why your enlightenment experience was so dissatisfying, right? and it's that what's like to be human, to live, to be a life form is to control your emotion, control your path, control the amount of pain, control the pleasure, control the outcome, control, right? It's like, and it's like, and sure, there might be other lenses through which you can code it, but you're like, it's like even like spirituality. Spirituality is a seek to get goods in the afterlife, or have God help you in this life, or to get 72 virgins, or not go to hell. What is that but control? It's like you can be virtuous, you can be noble, you can always tell the truth, but that's to avoid the pain of guilt, or the pain of shame, or the pain of reputation destruction, right? What is that but to control your experience, right? And so it's like a profoundly very interesting, very, 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 very interesting. And again, I would, and I'm running. I don't have words right now to. Okay, I do have words, but they're just not satisfying to me yet. It's just like your path was profoundly, and is not even human. It is human. It's profoundly human, right? But I mean more biological life, like level 1. Like it's like it was profoundly pleasure pain, right? Right down, like to the core, right? But all the way from from your level 1 like to your level 9, like all the way through. It's like it was like, so we had that discussion a few days ago where you came into the chat and Wolfgang and Emmanuel were talking about hierarchy of values, right?
Yeah.
And you were like, you wish you could contextualize the way you relate to the universe, to people, and so these like grandiose concepts of love and agape, and kind of the other frameworks people had. But I guess the difficulty was that is to other people that might come across as very abstract, idealistic, spiritual, altruistic, but you're just like pleasure pain. Like you love whatever you say that, and like the same for me. Like you go out of your way to help people. Like you do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you don't hurt people. Like you're naturally empathetic and compassionate. Like, but you don't interpret that as some great. You interpret it as being profoundly human. It's right here, right now, in the red. Control, pleasure, pain, survival. It's like I know there has to be. I know in some spiritual traditions they have like the different paths to spiritual awakening or whatever, right? Some of them are like the priestly, like religious. Some of them are through like pleasure. Some are through power. Some are through. And they have all these like these different paths, these different spiritual paths. Intellectualism, like philosophy or whatever. And soma. There we go. That's the word. Soma, body, like body soul. Like your path, your spiritual path, so to speak, was somatic. I think that's the best word I have to describe it. It was somatic. It was.
I'll say yes, but not in the way that it's usually defined, I guess.
No.
Because soma, when you think body, you think movement and uh, like dancing, performance. Getting in touch with the senses. I wouldn't say that that's part of it, but it's emotion. You know, so just understanding the core of emotions, I guess. So if I had to make a weird analogy, or what's the other word for analogy? It starts with an M. But
Metaphor.
metaphor. Yeah. Um, Andrew Wilson, he has his force doctrine, right? And he goes around and says, like, if men wanted to, they could just force women into submission because they're bigger and stronger.
The Greek Orthodox, the Eastern Orthodox guy.
Andrew Wilson?
Christian.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So now, yeah, what he's basing this philosophy off of is a very core foundation of just one person is bigger than the other. If one person is bigger, they are stronger. If they wanted to, they could and would, right? In the process of all this intellectualizing and all this trying to understand emotions and understanding how to feel and who to be and how people think and the flow of thoughts and feelings, I guess if I were to sum up kind of what you said, one, everything is a framework. Everything is a mental framework. No matter how deep or how far you go, right? Whether it's accurate or not, no, that's beliefs, right? Everything is belief, but that also means everything is a framework. The second, technically everything is ego. You can never get rid of the ego, because the ego is what creates the framework, right? That's partially why I posted that meme. I thought it was funny, but I've
been going through that experience myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and again, that was part of my my level 6 0 point moment. Is that, like, I recognized that there was an engine creating that process, and I couldn't shut that engine off creating that process, and so I had to kind of do this quasi dual, like, okay, I recognize you can't be shut off, but for sake of this experiment, you're off, right? And that's how I was able to go deeper. So you can't shut off your ego. Your ego is the thing that creates you. And so I guess for me, and so it's like, it's weird, right? Because the reason why the pain is still pain moment was so defining is because, like, imagine I have that level 4, I have the level 6 where I'm able to see everything and think of everything, level 8 where I'm able to kind of be like, okay, these are abstractions, I can see different possibilities. Level 5, I meditated a lot in level 5. I can control my emotions pretty well. I can control my breathing pretty well. I can control my heart rate to a degree and my anxiety to a degree. That hasn't fully gone away. And then level 9, like, I'm in a zone of everything is still everything. And during that moment, like, I still had to work because I still had bills to pay. I'm struggling to breathe while I'm working. I'm trying to use every trick in my book to deaden this pain, to stop suffocating, to tell myself it's okay. And and I can't. The
You're
pain.
like, it's all a lie. When it comes right down to it, you're like the meditating, the philosophy, the woo-woo, the laws, the rules. It's like when it comes right down to it, like this is a moment of truth, right?
It was a yeah. I wouldn't say it was a lie. I think a lie is too strong. But it was more the recognition that all of that is more like a game. It's all it's all just abstraction. It's all intellectualization. It works. It can work. But it hits a point where everything is everything can't. Like, I had a moment where thinking that, like, society is just a small cog in the system of a grander scale of the universe, and this pain is just a small moment in the grand thing of things that didn't help, that didn't change the fact that I was hurting. And this video is also bringing some of this stuff up too, because I remember it, because I was I even remember, like, I would sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and I'd be like, "Take me out to the ball game." Oh my gosh. And I did it that way because I recognized that as I sang that song could be sung in a way where it was nice to sing while also being able to catch my breath. Yeah. And then not only that, like, the anxiety of rushing around in a restaurant, like, I would get, like, the breathing would be difficult, but, like, the heart palpitations, like feeling like I was about to pass out. My diaphragm would just scream out in pain, so my chest was hurting, and this was for hours. And then not just for hours, it was for several days, sometimes weeks. And I tried to get over it. And another part of it, to add on to it, is, like, it was in the middle of COVID, right? And I'm working in a restaurant, feeling all this pain, suffocating, while there are millions locked down and people dying because of their suffocating. And I was like, the irony of all of this. Right. And so it turned into this weird, and, like, the thing is that for that moment I felt like I was the most forgotten man in the world. And another weird thing about it is I was so bitter, not angry. I was bitter, like the bitter old man that hates everything. I was so bitter at the world, but I had no one to blame. I couldn't blame the universe. And I couldn't blame God, because I was struggling with believing in him. And he supposedly loved me, I guess. Maybe, if he existed. I couldn't blame my family. It's not like they were struggling and not having to deal with their own stuff. They didn't know. I couldn't blame the restaurant. I couldn't even blame the system, because it was technically my decision, and I didn't realize the decision I made until after I made it. The only person I could blame was, I couldn't even blame myself, because I was the one struggling and I made a mistake. But I just felt so bitter. So the only thing I could do, if I wanted to maintain a value of being a good person, is just, I had to squash it. I had to bury it. And I had to just let it go anyway. Yeah. And that was kind of like, and that's kind of the reason why I call that my level 10 moment, is because like it wasn't just like I've summarized it before of like everything is everything, but it wasn't just that. It was like I dealt with pain. I suffered beyond measure in the most ironic of circumstances that no one will be able to understand. And the only answer to be able to maintain a sense of compassion was to just eat it. The bitter pill, you know. I swallowed the bitter pill to keep going. Oh. And you know what's funny is on Reddit there was and I can't find it anymore because I deleted my account. I posted on Kind Voice. I wanted COVID and I shared my story, and it got downvoted to 0 on Kind Voice. And I was like, who do I have? Who even do I have to be able to help with? Who can help me? So it was just yeah, loneliness, depression, bitterness, some rage, and at the end of the day, just sucking it up.
No target.
No
Not
target.
even yourself. It's just like this is the way it is.
Yeah.
It's like it just is. Like everything just is. It's
Everything
it just is.
Just is.
Just is.
Everything just is.
My anger just is. My disappointment just is. I just am. Is the system just is. My parents just is. It's like the adoption. It's like everything just is. It's like what do you do? Like who do you punish? It's like the curse of empathy, right? It's like when you can see. It's like what do they say? It's like when somebody's empathetic enough to see their abuser and understand like their brokenness and why they did what they did, and then they can like genuinely like quote unquote forgive them.
Yeah.
And there's so many different ways to frame quote unquote forgiveness per se, but it's kind of like you did that with everything, including yourself. It's like, but you're still hurting because pain is still pain, and it's like well, now. So tell me this though is okay. So let's rewind like so current day you with your experiences since then and your processing since then and everything since then. Let's rewind back and take the current version of you back to when you were having this experience and you had this moment and you had this bitterness and you swallowed it. What would you do now? Would you still swallow it, or would you do something different?
There were a couple decisions I wish I could have done differently. I'm not sure if that counts. But knowing now, would I still swallow it? Even now,
What else?
Are you talking about like what other decisions I should have done? Or
no, I'm saying even now, are you saying to yourself like, what else could I have done? What else could I do? What other options are there?
Yeah. Even now, I'm just like, I'm no, yeah. Even now, so even now. And it's part of it's that empathy. It's like I kind of, I understand how other people think and feel, so I don't feel other people deserve it. But I don't think I deserve it either. I don't think the system deserves it. It was just a bad situation in life. And and the only reason I call it my level 10 moment is because I was at level 9 at the time. Or what I would define at level 9. Or how I believe I was at level 9. And even at level 8. Like, and so it's a really weird thing because that level 10 moment is experiential. It's sensory. It's ego. It's driven. And like I talked to Regent and he's saying like there's level 11 past. And I'm like, I don't think you understand how much pain you have to go through, right? Like you can and a part of the reason is because everything's a framework, no matter how deep or how far you go. You can, if you want to recontextualize the idea of death to where even the concept of death has any meaning, and you can be the individual who you want to be. I mean, yeah, that's fine, but how much pain are you willing to suffer to believe in that system? I guess, and not just like general belief, but like framework belief, like. Right. At the end of the day, everything boils down to like sensation and belief, right? And yeah, the closest thing I could come up with if I was to relate it to everyone is that imagine you're trying to, and again, I've been thinking about this because I plan on doing the series, but imagine you go underwater and you're trying to hold your breath, right? As you're holding your breath, you have a thinking of like, your thought is, I'm holding my breath because I want to hold it for as long as I want, right? You have a pain tolerance, and you pretend you have like a pain meter, and you're like, okay, I'm holding my breath, Your pain tolerance, you're going to hold your breath, and then, you're going to eventually hit that pain tolerance. Some people, they get an immense. Well, let's not get too complex yet. There's going to be a moment where eventually your pain meter of holding your breath underwater exceeds your capacity for pain tolerance, and you're going to want to get out. At that moment, that's a level 1 moment right there of emotion to thought to behavior. That getting out to catch your breath, that's a level 1 moment. And so when I say like a lot of level 10 conclusions sound like level 1, it's kind of trying to return to that type of immediacy of sensation, of ego, right? And so that's also kind of why I like, again, why I don't understand Regent's system as much, because I don't think he understands that type of that sensation and of an immediacy that to go through that. At the very
least, you don't feel like he understands your TI, the TITE, the way you are trying to partition the framework based upon the relevant experiences that you're denoting in the life of a living agent.
Yeah.
And it's like, we have level 1, right? And we got level 10.
Yeah.
And between levels 1 and level 10, we got the particular manifestation of our level 1 is like we're social creatures, blah, 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 sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. And then as we evolve a little longer, like we can become more like adolescent kids, and we want to be great and get powerful, more sex, more money, blah, 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 level 3.
Yeah.
All right. And then we're like, this is dangerous, blah, blah, blah. This gets us into lots of trouble. It's like, and then some super chieftain comes, knocks our heads together, and gives us a god or a law or whatever, Confucius, 4. And then we're like, this kind of sucks, doing all this stuff. It's like, we've got problems we can't solve because of the traditions that you're passing down. It's like, let's think for ourselves, 5. It's like, this thinking for ourselves and this individualism, this causing a lot of stuff, this profit maxing and this solving all this problem. Like, why are we even solving all these problems? Like, shouldn't there be meaning to life? Like, what's the meaning? Boom, so 6. It's like, meaning. It's like all this meaning. Everybody has meaning. It's like meaning. It's like going back to FI. Meaning has no scientific structure behind it. There's no method to the madness. It's all just madness. So let's put some order to the madness. It's like Muslims over here, gays over here, Christians over here. It's like these people over there. It's like blacks over here. It's like, let's sort all people and their values and their systems and their hierarchies so that we can actually get some stuff. It's like, so yes, meaning's fantastic, but let's everybody, let's get in line here. 7. It's like, oh snap! It's like my meaning was arbitrary. It's like my meaning. Like, sure, I've got my biases and everything, but it actually turns out to be entirely arbitrary. I could pick up and go across many of these different. At any moment, I could go join like half of these tribes or these clans or these different systems or religions or paradigms or whatever. And I can make myself at home there if I wanted to. How do I know which one is best or which one is more valid than the others? Like my tribes is arbitrary. My fundamental paradigm, my super paradigm, my meta paradigm, it's just as arbitrary as anybody else's. Boom, done. 8, right? Then it's like 8. It's like okay, I've got all these thoughts, all these systems, all these different places I could go. It's like, but it's like, um, there's experience beyond thought, right? It's like I'm doing all this thinking and doing all this whatever. It's like, but then it's like I got all these models, but the map is never the territory. It's like no matter how long I do this, no matter how often I do this, like no matter how many paradigms I come up with, I create, no matter how many systems or tribes or whatever. It's like reality is just is. It's like experience just is. It's like the universe. It's all just one thing, right? Ultimately, it's like all of our ways of carving it up and partitioning it, and paradigms and mathematical systems and ethnicities and religions. It's all artificial constructs. It's all just tools we use to amuse ourselves. It's like it ultimately is like, well, it's like it doesn't mean anything unless you want it to. It's like boom. It's like no more thought. It's like thought's stupid. Level 9. Here we are. Level 9. Like, oh well, thought is stupid. It's like everything just is. It's all one. I'm monk maxing now. Life is awesome. Kinda, sorta, but as I'm sitting here monk maxing, I'm not paying my bills. Now I'm out on the street. People are laughing at me. It's like, oh, that doesn't feel particularly present. It's like, well, I'll just ignore it. It's like, it's all nonsense anyways. Everybody dies. It's all meaningless. A dog comes chasing after me because I'm a homeless guy and I'm, a bum. It's like, oh, but then you get your amygdala. You get up, you move. You're like, oh. Like, more pain. Now you're getting rained on and it's cold, so you go inside the store and stay warm. It's like, oh, but they kick you out because you're a homeless bum. It's like, that sucks. It's like, so you try to go get a job, but you're a homeless bum. Again, it's like, oh, no job for you. It's like, oh, this sucks. This sucks. It's like, trying to commit suicide. It's like, no, for some reason, that doesn't appeal to me. It's like, I could, but it just doesn't. It's like, I don't want to do that. It sucks. It's like, okay, no suicide. No suicide, no job, no status, no wife. Nothing. It's like, dang it. It's like, dang it. It's like, so what does it matter if everything's 1? I'm still human, doggone it. Now you're back to 1. It's like, let's get out of here. Let me go clean up, get a job, find a home, get a community. Because as a human, level 1, we have level 2 needs. It's like level 4, because I might as well find, a community to belong to, a group, whatever. Like level 5 to solve my problems. It's like level 6 because, it's good to understand where other people are coming from. It's like level 7 because it's like I still don't want the Muslims right over here next to me because I'm, gay or whatever, and I don't want them chopping me up. And then it's like, 8 because I can see different places I can move. So it's just a tool. So I can, if it's more adaptive, I can become Muslim, I can become Buddhist, I can be whatever. It's like 9 because sometimes it's still nice just to peace out. It's like, but ultimately 10 because all of this everywhere all at once. And it's like that show Everywhere All at Once, and she told the girl, I was like, you're fat, lose weight, be back for me. Because I got it. It's like, what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point? So
and Regent's paradigm, it's like that's your TI framework, right? And it's like whatever TI framework Regent is working with, it's like it's hard to imagine it not falling somewhere in between your TI framework, right? It's like it has to be somewhere on that spectrum. Like you might be carving up different subsections in that section. You're not fundamentally saying anything different, at least from the way you understand what he's trying to say, right?
Yeah, it sounds like it's just another part of like level 9, basically. So
yeah, deeper into the depths of the path of freedom, as the book said. The path of freedom.
Yeah. And the scenario for me was very like it was entirely sensory, right? The reason, and here's the thing, so like I was suffocating because of lack of air, right? Survival goes deeper than like we have our instinctual layers, which are deeper than our survival, but survival is still very deep, and survival can remap how we think if dependent on the scenario. Personality, frameworks, levels, beliefs, like all the thing on the surface, that's still all of our conscious and preconscious stuff. You can make an argument that goes down into emotions, which is subconscious, or even deeper than that, like yeah, but abstract is even deeper than that, right? Basically, anything that you have that is a philosophy, or that you can manipulate through the conscious, all of that is basically just is all kind of surface level stuff, emotions, thoughts. But when you start hitting into abstract layer, that's unconscious, right? And that goes into our binary code programming. What made the experience for me also such a level 10 moment was because I was suffocating. That was hitting my survival layer, which then in turn also infected my instinctual layer, which then affected all my thoughts and emotions on top. So, that's another thing as well, is that like he described my experience as if I'm critiquing the philosophy. Probably, but it's based off of an experience, right? It's based off of a sensory experience that dramatically shifted my entire philosophy, because I was literally suffocating. I was literally passing out and in pain like the entire time. So, I don't know. And it's not like other people don't deal with that too. Like whenever you're in this, like I met someone at work, and he's had like 20 years of just back problems, knee problems, blood problems, going to doctor's visits, and getting sick all the time. And I talked to him, and he was like, there's no other option than just to be happy, right? And it's like, yeah, there's no other option when you're in that much pain than just to be happy. Because worrying about it is worse than not worrying about it or pretending it's bad. So that's kind of another reason why I don't understand his framework as well, because again, it's not having the sense of experience behind it, right? Like how, and again, it's similar to what I said before. Is like, if philosophy is only good as action is applied. How strong is your theory until you put it into practice, right?
Well, I've got a little bit of a TI kind of. Perhaps confirmation bias, or perhaps pattern recognition.
Yeah.
God knows which. Going on in terms of what the Finders book said in terms of the prerequisites of people going deeper into the path of freedom.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
the prerequisites to going to the path of freedom was having other people take care of your survival needs.
Yeah.
What that means is no pain. Other people make sure you have no pain. So you find a monastery, you find a temple.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I've had this enlightenment experience, and I want to just really go deeper down. The way you would describe it is deeper into level 9, right? Rather than transition to level 10.
That makes
so
sense.
It's like level 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. And what Regent seems to be doing, based upon my understanding of his internal TI framework, is that he's like, level 9 is this kind of relation to the, I don't know, collapse of thought or whatever. And he's like, but then you could collapse it this way, and you can collapse it this way, and 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 this way, but you never actually come back into the SI and the FI of it. The SI and the FI, like the most primordial, like visceral, red, just level 1, right here.
Yeah.
Which would make sense, I mean, yeah. He went at prior. Well, I don't know. Yeah, don't know. I guess that's what I'm seeing is a correlation between what Jeffrey Martin described as the path of freedom.
Yeah.
And going further into the path of freedom, and then the path of humanity. And I would say in your framework, based upon my limited understanding, the path of humanity has the potential to lead you back to level 10. And then the path of freedom might be what Regent is noticing with these increased, like 13, 14, 15, 16. Because remember what they said in Jeffrey Martin's book. He said that as far as they know, there could be 20 or more locations on the path of freedom. They said, we've only mapped currently up to 9 or 10.
Yeah.
They said, but they said, like, for all we know, there's another 10 or 20 out there. This is the limits of our research today. Yeah. And Regent might be going down, like a 9.5, 9.6, 9.7, 9.8 down the path of freedom, so to speak.
Yeah. No, and I guess I can see it through that lens and framework, but. In my head, at level 9, you should already be kind of considering every possible framework. So, and then also in my head, you can't get rid of your ego. So at that point, it's like it doesn't matter how much you recontextualize it. That's just your ego. Your ego is what is creating that sense of detachment from the concept of death, no matter how far you go, right? So. And who knows? Maybe the idea is that maybe I'm too attached to the idea of an ego, right? And maybe that's my problem. There are thoughts behind thoughts behind thoughts behind thoughts, no matter how far you go. So it's like it doesn't matter. Everything is an emotional. Like if you consider through like even how brain processing works, like. The way we speak is an emotional process, right? How we form words is an emotional process. Like why we attach meanings to meanings is an emotional process. So when you have an emotional process, an emotional attachment to a meaning of death, and you're saying, "Oh, I am no longer attached to the meaning of death," and you just kind of have to create now you're creating an attachment to the detachment of the meaning of death, right?
It's attached to the meaning of death, right? Attached to the symbol and the emotions surrounding it.
Yeah, right. And then if you go deeper than that, well, you're just attached to that meaning of deeper than that, right? So that's kind of why I can't see why it's past level, like why he's saying it's level 11. In enlightenment terms, I can see it being like, yeah, that's 9.5, 9.6, 9.7.
Yeah. But you're like, so what? Unless the lived experience of it is actually different than 9.6 or whatever, then why call it, right?
Yeah.
Then why keep up in the ante? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't know, there could be a lived, like, emotional experience that's involved with distancing yourself from the ego to that extent. Like, if distancing yourself from the ego between levels 1 to traditional 9 are as transformative as they've been, for all I know, they could be equally transformative, distancing yourself again along that route in some way that's just not discernible to me because I've never had an experience that can give me an accurate point of reference for just how amazing. Because the one thing I do know is that like a lot of the finders who've slowly transitioned into those deeper stages never come back, right?
Yeah.
They're like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Never coming back down to being human. Bye, y'all, right? So I'm going to be hesitant to critique the value of it's kind of like me being like, oh, Hawaii's awful, Hawaii's stupid, like why are people moving to Hawaii? But I've never been there, and like 97% of the people who are in Hawaii never come back to the mainland, right?
Yeah.
It's like and somebody would dare me like, well, why don't you go and try it? Why don't you go and try it? And if you come back, then we'll know you're serious. And I'm like, no, me and my, I think Odile was right. I think location 1, upon further reflection, I think because I was so depressed before I hit it, the disparity between where I am now and where I was so vast that it felt like location 3, because I was like, wow, this is just awesome.
Yeah.
But I think he's probably right, location 1. And it's just like, so you've been to 9.9, right? Location 9, it was like you're in no position. So there is, well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, at least in terms of these paths, there is something about the lived experience of these people who take off down that path that for most of them it's so rewarding that they never bother coming back, and I don't want to dismiss that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is also the case that the vast majority of the people who do that need other people to take care of their survival needs.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, they still value survival and the absence of pain enough to deepen that experience to the point that they go out of their way to find other people to take care of that need for them, right? And so it's like,
if you have to find a specific place to avoid pain to go deeper into those levels, or even a controlled environment where you're able to practice increasing your pain tolerance so you can handle more pain, so you can avoid pain better, that's not the same of dealing with the chaos of life, right? It's easy to have enlightenment in a controlled environment.
Yeah. And I'm going to be completely and brutally honest with you. Like, if I did not have my siblings to take care of, if I did not have, Zian, right? And the family I wanted to start with her, I would absolutely, positively, like, since I was a kid, I wanted to be a priest, right?
Yeah.
Like, I would be out of here so fast and make people's heads spin. So, like, I'd be like, path to freedom, let me out of here. Like, Samsara sucks, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, but then, I'm blue coded anyways, right? And very existential, very, religious, very spiritual kind of guy. And so, of course, that path naturally appeals to me, like my inner monk, right?
Yeah.
My inner priest, right?
Yeah.
But, and so I don't want to diss that, because it's like, had my life circumstances been different, that's it's definitely something I would have liked to do. That's
the route you would have been if
Yeah. It appeals to me, but not as much as my current attachments do, right? And I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. Like, my life is so much better now than it was when I was.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll take it. I'm satisfied. I'm not going to get greedy. I'm satisfied. I'll take it.
You're in a happy place now. That's what's important.
Yeah.
I should start calling you bishop or priest.
I was Protestant anyways. They didn't have any priests, which made me kind of sad.
Okay. Nah, I mean, I could still call you that. It would be funny.
Yeah.
Maybe every now and then,
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so long as it's amusing.
Just every time I introduce you, this is Bishop Liquid.
Yeah, that sounds amusing. Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. No, I think my experience is, again, it's just been weird. Yeah, I think what makes my experience so weird is that I've had enlightenment at different levels of awareness. And so because of that, it's like I can be like, oh, okay. I can compare and contrast different types of enlightenment. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So had one at level 4, had one at level 5, had one at level 6, had one at level 7. Did not have one at level 8 or level 9. But and then now Uh, I wouldn't say I have enlightenment, or I guess the way they say the fundamental sense of well-being. But it's more like, in a way, I'm almost anti-enlightenment. In a weird way, not to say that I want to be like depressed or sad, but more just I just don't want to care about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just a part of me is just tired of. Part of me is even tired of levels, to be honest. Like like the less burned out I feel, the more I feel my sense of ambition coming back. Because I'm no longer a manager, and so the more I'm like trying to be like gung ho again, that red energy. So, but this time I'm trying to not burn myself out. So, yeah.
I like that.
But yeah, it's a I don't know. A part of me wants to like I want to start streaming again, and streaming is kind of cringy and dirty. I don't think that's enlightenment. Also, like there's a perceived idea of enlightenment, right? Of like, the person in the woods.
Yes,
praying,
yes.
Right.
Yeah, that stereotype.
So, yeah, and they even talk about that in the Finders that people have like different types of enlightenment.
And they fight with each other over whose enlightenment is the true enlightenment, right?
Yeah.
Battle of mystics.
So, yeah, I don't know. I guess part of the reason I'm confused, but is enlightenment the idea that you just don't care anymore? I guess I don't know.
I think so. Again, there are a couple of different frameworks we could apply to it, but I think you both depends on the meaning people infuse into the different terms. But I the best way I think of, it's hard for me to put you in a box, but it's kind of like I think you are like one of the fluid states. Like the other day, how you're able to meditate and you're able to tone it all out, right?
Yeah, if I wanted to. Yeah.
If you wanted to, yep. If you wanted to, it's like at minimum. I think your experience like put you over like 9.5, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like way on the other end of and then I think that would correlate to why nobody else in LC has had the experience the way you do, because in the book it says they've never met anybody who's had. They note the experience, and then I hear your experience, and I'm like, oh, it sounds like they've never met anybody who's had what he had, but he did. Right? That sounds like But okay, and fundamental well-being does not take into account. It does, and it doesn't. Like pain is still pain, because it's like, okay, it's like you have the ability to detach from your pain, from your happiness, from your desires, from your contentment, your discontentment, and to occupy a space of watching like all the emotions and desires and passions like inside of you without identifying with any of them, without being like it's like some of you could say observer is a container for like sadness or grief or happiness or contentment or ambition or whatever. But you have the ability to not be observer, right?
Yeah.
To be the thing that's observing the observer.
Yeah.
Right? And that, in some traditions, is what they call enlightenment, right? That's what the Buddha called enlightenment, was that ability not to stop suffering, not to be content or even to experience fundamental well-being, but the ability to be aware of the different yous, like within you, the different personalities, the different motivations, the different emotions, the different gods, the different archetypes, right? And to know that whatever that primordial I is, that you are not that, right? To identify with something else, like, as the thing that observes and experiences all of that, and not as the subject that's having all those experiences, right?
Yeah.
What I would call the primordial FI, or Carl Jung would call the collective unconscious. So, vis-a-vis the Buddha's definition of enlightenment, vis-a-vis Ken Wilber's level, like vis-a-vis level 9, I would say yes, right?
Yeah.
Now, problem is if we describe enlightenment as fundamental well-being, the correlation with that, this gets into a bit of murky waters here, because the correlation to that goes back to the discussion we were having with Odolev, which is people mistake. I saw it in a meme the other day that says, just because you are content doesn't mean you are joyful, right?
Yeah.
And I would say just because you can be the you that observes and can detach from everything that is in you, and that can, I would say in a very bizarre, I think you'll get what I'm trying to say, in a very bizarre kind of way. You are, even in some sense, like when you describe that scene to where you were bitter and angry and this, that, and the other, but then you quote unquote choked it down.
Yeah.
Like in a weird kind of way, like you could call that a certain sort of contentment, right? In the sense that it was like profound acceptance. It was like, I can accept everything, even the fact that I effing hate all this shit, right? But it was like, okay, it goes back to that story. It's like if a cat loses its tail, it's not gonna sit there and like ruminate and beat itself up and like compound the pain of its having no tail into like some grand narrative of suffering and oppression and and whatever, right? It can just experience, like, but just because it doesn't super suffer doesn't mean it isn't suffering for having its tail cut off and having that pain, right?
Yeah.
It's like just because you could sit there and be like, I am drowning in like negative sensations. It's like I am a social creature and I'm not satisfied with my social life or my economic life or with this or with that or whatever. It's like in that moment, it's like you were able to be like, all this sucks and that's okay, right? It's okay that I have no one to blame. It's like, it's okay, right? It's okay that I'm not okay, right? And it's like, that might not be joy, it might not be ecstasy, it might not be the experience that lots of people have with similar experiences like that, but I think the reason why you and many others might not be prone to call that quote-unquote enlightenment goes back to the fact that we think of contentment, despite, like, we still think of contentment as a positive state, and it isn't. I think contentment is just maybe contentment is just It's like an animal. It's like a dog. Like you can have a dog that's laying in the grass in the sunlight, and it's just there, and it's a pleasurable sensation, and it's just there with it, right? Then you can have a dog that's on a cold day and it's cold and it can't escape, and it's right, and it's there and it's huddled, and it's miserable.
Yeah.
But it's still like, but it's not intellectualizing its suffering or blaming other people for its suffering or praying to God to deliver it from its suffering. It's just like this. It's just like
You're just suffering.
It's just there.
I guess. Yeah, that was good. There is a negative valence to contentment. Yeah, it's just not often considered, I guess. So there's a better word for it, but you can have that as contentment. Being okay with being sad.
Not being okay with not being okay. Like, but really being okay with not being okay.
Yeah.
But it's like there's like different parts. It's like for a human, because we're not a dog, right? It's like, and we do have these mental faculties. You kind of do have to go through that long, lengthy process in a sense, and it's like it does become recursive, like a mirror, like an infinite hall of mirrors. It's like it's like there's the primordial you, the universal of you, the observer, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's okay that I'm not okay. It's like, but I'm still not okay, right? And it's like, and that's okay. And it's like, yes, it's okay that you're not okay. And it's like, but I'm not okay. And it's like, that's okay. It's like it's a conversation, right?
I think you might be right to some degree. So like after that point, I realized it was like I'm not well, and I probably need therapy. But I was like, I still went to work. I still paid my bills. I still got my stuff done. I still communicated and was managing, right? But I was still like, I'm not well. I need to take therapy. So I did take therapy. That helped out a lot. I didn't finish therapy, but so I guess the Buddhist definition would be awareness of being able to recognize your own emotional valences to a point where you can somewhat manipulate how you control them or how they express themselves. And that can be considered a type of enlightenment. But it's different than the usual version of enlightenment, where the idea is, because enlightenment is so usually coded with peace and contentment, and which then kind of coincides with happiness. Happiness, then to peace, then to contentment. Contentment is the final. That it's usually the idea that you're okay with that you're like, if something hits you and hurts you, you're able to kind of recontextualize it to be like, okay, no, I'm fine, everything's good. Which I have done, I can do that with a lot of things actually. But I guess that experience was unique in the sense that, like, I was able to recontextualize it, recognize it, and then realize, oh, this wasn't good. I'm not okay, and I need help to figure it out. So is that what you were trying to get at?
And now I've taken off on another, like, any tangent. Now I'm wondering if that it's because it is more rare for individuals to reach enlightenment the way you did, to still be so human about it. They tend to become less human in a sense.
Yeah.
I feel like many of them, like, more, it's like their sense of identity that they care to relate to, like, diffuses into the environment, into the world, into the trees, into the sky, right? And it's like sure, like I guess I'll just I'll make this an FI moment. I guess why not? So it's like FISI. So it's like part of the way I do it is it's like I primordial FI. Like, I am like the tree. I am the mosquito that bit me. Like I am person who might want to steal me and take my money. Like I am the one who decided it's going to be 116 degrees outside today. Like I am the one who decided that planet Earth. I am like I in my primordial like eternal agency decided all of this, and I am all of this, right?
Yeah.
So even like if I should die, you know, if I should die right now, then my blood would just feed another part of me, which would just feed another part of me, would just come up with another part of me, would just get consumed by another part. Like it's all just me, right? I cannot lose, right? Kind of like Obi-Wan Kenobi when he was talking to Darth Vader. And he was like, if you strike me down, I will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. Right?
Yeah.
And so what happens is I take my sense of ego, my sense of I, and then I just disperse it into the universe at large. It's like it's all I. It's like I am everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's like immortal, eternal, indomitable. It's like, and that kind of like takes that pain and it contextualizes it like infinitely, like throughout like the cosmos, right? It's just like, right? And that is not the way you did it, because earlier in your developmental process, you already did that. You're like, well, what if I am the table? I am the tape. I am the chair. You did that much earlier. Much earlier on.
Yeah.
And dismissed it. You're like, bleh. Right? And so you were like, where's that book? Got a book I've been reading recently. You were like, instead, there's just something about your FI, just about your personal soul, that was just like, that is not the path for me. Like, I can't do, I don't think, I think at a fundamental level, I think your soul is just, your FI, your frequency, your vibrations, your atoms, whatever, are just, they're just vibrate, so to speak, get very woo language, in such a way that it just is fundamentally incompatible with that way of contextualizing your lived experience. You're like, but it's like, I am, right? I exist, but not just as that, like the diffuse, like FI that permeates the universe as will, right? But as observer, right? As long as I am, I cannot not exist, right? And it's like,
that's the 0 point. Yeah.
0 point. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly the opposite. Exactly the opposite of like the way I do it, from me outward, right? Like a white hole. It's like, you've already done the white hole thing. Now it's like from outward, like inward, to the black hole, right?
To the singularity. Yeah.
To the singularity, right? Which means you have to become the God Emperor and rule the world. Yeah. You gotta get back to your black and red roots. No, there's no other way around it.
Oh, no, I'm much too soft.
I know it, but your own way, right? Like your own, in a domain that, because in a domain that complements that. It is a very weird. Your red is weird, like legitimately weird.
Do you want to know?
And I don't.
You want to know what my favorite colors are?
Yeah.
Red, green, and sometimes white.
Red, green, yeah, that's right. Red, green, and sometimes white, that's right. Very Christmassy.
Yeah.
Very Christmassy.
Very Christmassy. I love Christmas.
Yeah.
It's very hope-filled.
Red, green, and white, those are good colors. Yeah, that's a really good combination.
Green and white is a good combination.
Very...
And the green is like a dark forest green, too. So...
Very old combination. Very human combination. Two of humanity's oldest colors, and then one of its second oldest colors, green.
Mm-hmm. And the red I usually like is this kind of red. Like it's kind of it's a very in between red. So Mario red.
Mario red. Yeah, if you're just fundamentally unsatisfied by doing spirituality the way most people do it, then you just are, right? There's nothing to be had for it, but to find a way to do it your way. Like Sinatra, I did it my way, so it's like you gotta be weird even among the weirdos.
You gotta be weird even among the weirdos. Yeah.
Oh well.
So.
Well.
Everyone, like, and even I recognize that in LC, everyone tries to kind of dissolve their sense of self into the universe and to like being like we are all connected and we are all the same. But when I went through the 0 point, I did that, but because I wanted to be nothing, I had to be like, okay, dissolve everything, and then I'm not that. And then what is left? So
me,
just me.
I
just yeah. I.
So and you did that right, and a boomerang right back. It was like,
and then not exactly. I wish I could say that. Because I was really depressed during that time, I had to reassert my belief in reality. Because nothing was real. Not even my thoughts or emotions were real. Like, so I had to, and this is how I was able to discover like that everything is a belief and that you can't get rid of your ego. I had to believe in things just because. Like, because even the nature of not even the nature. I just had to, I see this thing, and this thing is real because I believe it is. You know, I had to do that kind of stuff. So,
if you think about it, though, that is literally what God does, what God did, what God is like. Okay, so if we go to the Christian. The Christian scriptures. So in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, right? And the darkness was upon the face of the deep. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light, and it was good, right? And then day 2, God, so on and so forth. It goes, and it's like, so let's think about God for a minute, and it's like there is nothing ostensibly aside from Him. It's like he could do exactly the process you just did, right? And then it would come back to him. He could try to negate, but there's no such thing as nothing, right? There's no such thing as a 0 point. So long as there's anything, there's no nothing, right? Like,
yeah.
Right. So from the moment, you can imagine him doing that exact same process, right? And then he's just bored, right? And it's just like, okay, fine, light. Right, like it's there, and it exists because I believe it exists, and I want it to exist. And why the fuck not, right?
Yeah.
Like, all right, now next it was like colors. Let's get blue going because I'm bored as well, right? It's like blue. I believe it. It's there because I believe it, right? It's like you just keep on doing that, and before long you get phones and computers and different ethnicities and penguins and water and dirt. It's like, but it's like, but that. it's like for all intents and purposes, it's like that. But it could all be different. Like the laws of gravity could be different. It's like colors could be different. It's like the animals on this planet could be different. Like the color of our sky could be different. It's like the survivable zone of planets around their suns could be different for life to exist. It's like we could survive on helium rather than water. Life could require helium rather than water. There's no a priori reason that says it's not. It's, like every fact of the entire universe is as arbitrary as any other fact of the entire universe. It's just, again, speaking, I guess symbolically, it's just like God, the I am, right? The ego I me, the I am exists. It was just like, I want this. I believe it. I value it. And so it is. Right? So it is because why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah. So I don't know. What's funny though is that I my first level 10 experience was during that event, but some of those conclusions I came up with beforehand too. So maybe I discovered some during that moment as well. So, dag, yo, you got me in my feels.
Where you're at your best.
When I'm at my best. When I am at my best. But I hope it was informative. I hope it's helping, I guess.
Quite a bit, I would say.
Yeah.
Helps me clean, gain more clarity, refine my own understanding, like of myself, of you, the world at large.
Yeah.
Of these different models. And prompts me to ask the next question. So since we did all this nice brainstorming, that was all fun, let's get back to level 1, I guess, and level 3, and level 5, stuff like that. And like, what do you level whatever. I'm being too neurotic about it. So what do you want? What do you want?
What do I want?
Yeah, what do you want? What does your red want? What does your FI want? You want to live where? Have how much money? Drive what kind of cars? Like, what do you want?
I'll be honest. I do want to be a millionaire, but I don't think I want to work as hard as I did to achieve it. I kind of want the Asmongold lifestyle. That would be the dream.
Okay.
So, part of me wants to pick up streaming again. But I want to make money not being in retail or the food industry or and a part of me wants to go back to school so that I could, I don't know, actually get something in psychology or maybe something else. But I need money for that. I wouldn't want to do it unless I paid for it. Because I don't want to be in debt. Or I want financial freedom. I want to be rested. I want to be okay. That's kind of what I want overall. Is that I don't want to burn myself out like I did before. And I want to be okay. I want to not kill myself from working.
And it's like part of the difficulty is like we're in an economic environment in which people have been min-maxing so hard that like the difficulty in securing like basic comforts and basic necessities right now is so high that it kind of requires you kind of being a millionaire in many cases to kind of making sure that you've got enough for retirement, got a good home, can start a family, can raise the works.
Yeah.
And so and it's like the types that can optimize this environment. It's like the ESTJs, the ENTJs, INTJs. It's like ISTJs. And there's some niches, like there's some weird economic niches for like the TP types and like in tech. But even then, right now, it's super competitive, and so it's like part of you is like, where is there a place in this meta for a guy like me to get what I need to have this for my survival and comfort needs in a system that's currently structured the way it is right now? Like, sure, maybe 200, 300 years from now, when it's more green, it'll be easy. Like, maybe it'll be an advantage for people like me. Like, but that's not where we are right now.
Yeah.
2026. It's like the ENTJ, ESTJ meta.
Yeah.
It's like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
To compete with them at the top of their game.
Yeah. And even then, it's like I've tried a couple times to be that kind of person, and I've, through various reasons, had to stop and slow down. And one because of my health issues, one because I moved out here, one was for mental reasons. Actually, twice was for mental reasons. Mental health reasons, I should say. So it's like, should I try again? I don't know. I've learned to handle anxiety a lot better, but that doesn't mean I don't have anxiety while it's happening, right? So it's just I don't panic as much as before, and I'm better at hiding it. That doesn't mean I'm like not a ball of stress as I'm trying to make things work. So, yeah. And then another aspect to it is, and this I'm trying to include this in the video making too, is I've been in the food industry for so long, and since the food industry is on the bottom of the tier list when it comes to like the type of industries worked, I know that it would be way harder for me to get something else than for someone else. And it's like, and not only that, is that right now I get paid okay. I would probably have to take a pay cut to get something else. So it's and again, I don't want to kill myself or burn myself out.
Yep.
Trying to make ends meet. So I think right now I'm in a happy medium. So
not as bad off as you used to be, but still not where you want to be, but in a tolerable transition phase with some
mostly tolerable.
Viable.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly tolerable.
Like 60 to 70%. So
okay. Like
before, like while I was manager, it was like maybe 45 to 50, which was still better than what I was. I was at like 20 to 30 for like 10 years. So when I tell you about that decade of like all the work that I did and the amount of stress I went through, like, yeah, it was awful. So, and the reason why I say that, so like, and after I graduated, and I share the story a lot, but so remember, when I'm graduating, I have this idea and expectation, oh, I'm going to go off and do big and do great things. Nope. My brother, I got to go home because he's passing away from cancer. So instantly, they have that expectation crashed. Okay, I'm going to at least get 2 jobs so that I can try to pay off my debts better. Nope. You need to move out of the house. And, oh, sorry. You have to work 70 hours a week to just pay the bills for like 6 months. Oh, okay. Never mind. Not paying off any of my debts. All right, so now I'm stuck 70 hours a week paying my student loans and my and rent. Okay, no, maybe I'll quit one of my jobs and I'll go back to school, and work. Go back to school part time, work 60 hours a week, and maybe then I'll something will happen. My greatest success was when I worked during the summer in between school and not. I worked 90-hour weeks for a month, right? And that was like constant of 100% rushing around, mind at 100% activity, trying to do a bunch of stuff. So, good money. But did that work? Nope. I ended up moving because I was like in the spiritual vibes and thinking that life would be better out here. Okay, so new plan. Maybe I should, instead of job hopping around, stick to one job, try to move up in the business, and then, get money that way. Nope. Health issues. Can barely breathe. Can barely suffocate. Okay. Let's get out of there, go to a job that lets you rest for a little bit, pick up your bearings. Then, you got to leave that job that you like because of health reasons, because the fryers kept going down. Oh, okay. Get a new job. Quit after a month because you hate the manager. Get a new job. Become bakery manager. Quit after 3 months because you're not getting the consistent hours that you want. Oh, and then go to the job now. Become the MIT. Hey, maybe I can become a department manager. Nope. They promote the other individual, and then they change the system to tighten the systems and reduce hours, so the system becomes harder, and I feel like I'm covering for everyone. And, yep. So, yeah, I have tried it many times, and I don't know. Life just doesn't want to work with me. So, yeah. Oy vey.
Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law.
Like repeated. What do they call? What's the lowest roll you can get in Dungeons and Dragons? Like a 1?
A 1, and that 1. Yeah. So, and again, what sucks is that it's like, I had the motivation. I had the ambition. I had a game plan. I had the work ethic. I cared about the job that I did. And none of it mattered. Right?
Cared about your family, cared about your God, cared about your religion, cared about your country, cared about your life.
So, none of it mattered. And so, yeah. So that's kind of a window into, and kind of a window a bit into how my awareness leveling went too. Like, it wasn't just like this one event happened. It was like a string of like 10 years of just trying to make a system, things work, and then something put me over the edge and just be like, nope, it's not working. So, and part of the reality check was like, I dealt with so much crap for so long. That's the FI stubbornness. That's kind of why I say it so much, is because like FI can create this ideal and like hold on to it. And one of those for me was like, I'm going to do it no matter what. I can handle pain. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. I had the mental tricks to be like, just compartmentalize your emotions. It's fine. You're anxious, just talk to them, explain how you're feeling, and it'll be fine. Talk with your team. Try to make it better. Nope. It didn't matter. So, health issues came up. Stress levels was too much. And it just, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Like, and I tell people this all the time. Like, not a lot of people, like, there's a difference between working for your goals and ambitions, working hard for your goals and ambitions, and working hard just to get by and survive. And they're
Yep.
yeah, and they are two completely different feelings. And one is motivational and inspirational, and the other is debilitating and breaking and demotivates you. And literally in like and what's fascinating is that during that moment, it happened when I moved out of the house into the new apartment. For me, it was an instant switch because I was like, I'm going to pay off my debts, and then all of a sudden, my brother missed the opportunity to find a new job. All of a sudden, it just switched, and I was like, oh crap, now I'm in survival mode.
Defense, like all at once.
Right? Yeah. And then and I guess and because of my brother having cancer and passing away, and because I couldn't get ahead on my bills, I was just constant defense for like the next 10 years. So so the way I describe my life very often is that like I don't have like one big major trauma. I just have like a bunch of medium level traumas that just stacked up on top of each other that I was never able to recover from, or to like help people deal with, or to deal with it, or have anyone to rely on to help me with it. And they just kept stacking up. So, yeah.
Kept stacking debuffs. This is what? CPTSD?
Yeah. CPTSD. And it's part of the reason I struggled with relationships even beforehand, but it's one of the reasons why it's like I've really struggled even trying, because I know I have to have like a buffer to get like a financial buffer to feel comfortable enough so I feel safe enough to get into the dating game. Not necessarily because the individual themselves might be bad, but
sense of responsibility. It's like, I can't do this to you. Like I'm gonna bring you into my world. I need to take care.
Yeah, I have to take care of myself first, and there's no sense in me trying to. If I can't fix myself, then I'm just going to put all my problems on to the other person. So, yeah. Dag, yo. You keep asking, like, the exact right questions and having the exact right responses to just, like, keep having me vomit out more information.
Well, it's not intentional, and I'm going to have to go here in a few minutes to bed. But before then, I wanted to come back to you, like, you and streaming.
Yeah.
Like, now that you do have more like psychic and emotional energies, because it's not drained from you at work. What reservations do you have about streaming?
Right now because I would stream on my PC, I need a camera. And then the other one is I work at nights now. And not to say that that's not a problem, but before, when I streamed for about 2 years. I was working 60 to 70 hours a week while I was doing it, and so I would go into work at 8, and then basically get off at 10:30, go home and stream from 11 to 3, basically. Sometimes 12 to 4. And then I get like 3 or 4 hours of sleep at night. It's more just I know that it's not really that available at that hour.
Okay,
so
it's not the best time slot.
It's not the best time slot, so that's all.
Okay, it's usually at night when people are off work, resting. They're like, I want something, and then they turn you on.
Yeah.
So that chat. Okay.
Yeah. and then some other reservations is, internet culture is wild, and while I like the idea of streaming, I don't know. I there's still some things that have to work on. So I have reservations of my own personality being able to interact with the streaming landscape.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I know what you mean. It's like the trolls and the meanies and the
yeah,
ESTPs and ENTPs rolling up into the chat room to debate just for the fun of it, right?
yeah,
You know,
yeah. So,
and all that jazz.
yeah. And it was easier to do at late at night. It's harder to do I guess at nighttime. So, but I don't know. It's on my radar. So we'll see what happens.
Maybe, yeah, just get started and to do something that's like nothing moves if nothing moves, right? Like if you do different things that don't put you up to luck, to serendipity. Because right now it's kind of what you need. It's like the opposite of the bad luck. It's like just like do you use ex machina, right? Just like some serendipitous, just try something, throw stuff out there, and just let fate.
An act of God, yeah.
Yeah. It's like all the traditional right paths have already been tried, so now it's time to do stupid things. You know.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's why this PC is like I'm very happy for it. Like I don't get wins that often. Like, and this is a win, and so like I'm very happy for it. I keep looking down at it.
I'm very happy for it.
So,
I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Okay. What time of the day would you most commonly stream? And you would do it on YouTube, right?
I usually do it on Twitch, actually. But
Twitch.
Yeah, I still have a streaming channel. But I've been thinking about switching to YouTube. Yeah.
You could do simulcast.
I could do simulcast. Maybe set that up.
But, yeah.
But if I do it, I probably, I don't know. Would I do the gaming route? Like I still have the streaming channel up, and I guess would I go? That's another thing because I technically now have two internet personas. One is more gaming based, and one is psychology based. So, my psychology one is Observer, and the gaming one is Cap'n. So, yeah, that's if I do stream, I probably would want to do the Cap'n moniker only because I don't know. I would want a game.
Different vibe, different audience, different
vibe, different audience.
Context.
Yeah, not everyone wants the like. If you're going to stream, you can't be like the super pseudo intellectual because everyone has their opinion and no one's going to understand you when you try to explain your viewpoint anyway. So it's very gritty.
But I think it would be really cool if you could talk about the colors and the themes while you're playing your video games. You could talk about like the perhaps like certain aspects of the storyline, or perhaps if you talk about whatever comes to mind, like you got high NE, right?
The thing, yeah. If anyone asks a question, I usually will answer. So it's not like I'm not going to not answer. So just somebody has to ask, and then I'll be like, oh, well, this is my thoughts, and this is how it goes, and this is what I think. So, yeah. Not to say that it's impossible, but if somebody wants to go that route, they kind of have to feed it a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Manipulate the variables towards your favor.
Letting the red ESTJ come out in you, eh?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty, man.
Well, we'll do chapter 8 next time.
Yeah, we will. I did read it, but it didn't have much in it, so.
Same.
Yeah.
Read it. Not much in it. Well, let me think. Can we knock it off? Can we knock it off in some 20 minutes? Realistically, if I jump off right now anyways, it'll take me long to go to sleep.
We can try. I didn't really get much. The only reason why I didn't get much is that, one, it was kind of saying a lot of what was already said. And not only that, it was kind of going into like how they discovered different colors, which is like through like prisms and such, which is fine and interesting, but it doesn't really describe what colors themselves are. And so I guess the context is fine. I think there's only one note that I thought was interesting, and I think it's on page 127, and that was yeah.
Father, Trinity, gold, Son, red, Holy Spirit, green, comforting.
I actually missed that detail. I think, but no, it was one of the reasons why there might be fewer color descriptions is because men see fewer colors overall.
Oh.
Yeah. And historically, men did all the writing and reading. So,
yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
So,
most people who are very deep into color, usually women.
Yeah. So, women can describe it and use it and do fashion, but if you don't have the means to write it or explain it, then, But again, it's just a theory. So, and I got that because they were describing, like, oh, this scientist said this scientist said this scientist said this, and I was like, wait a minute. The time frame, the scientists. We just had a recent. We just talked about, I think, the difference between male and female, and I was like, oh, okay, there we go. So there's that connection. Yeah, but that's all I got. So.
And I only got one note myself, and that is about this poem of a French religious devotional guy.
Yeah.
Who was depicting in art the scene of the Trinity, and he depicted the Father in in unchanging gold. He wanted to depict the Father in unchanging gold. He depicted the Son in scarlet red, and he depicted the Holy Spirit in green. And the reason why he said he depicted the Holy Spirit in green was because green, he said, quote, is a comforting color. And so the Holy Spirit is known as the Comforter, right? He's like, okay, Holy Spirit, the aspect of comfort, of calm, and then he incorporated the color green because he got the same vibe off of it. And so I thought it was particularly interesting that he describes it precisely the same, almost the same way you do as calming.
Yeah.
And then the aspect of God being depicted in gold is kind of obvious. Yes, gold is unchanging, but so is copper, so is silver, so is so are certain gems, right? It's like so is stone gray. He could have said, well, stone gray is unchanging because stones never change. They're always gray, and they never get sun bleached. Therefore, God the Father is gray, right? But he didn't. He chose gold, right?
Yeah.
We kind of all know the reasons why. It's like they're yellow. It's like the brightness. It's like the value. It's like, and then there's the aspect of the unchanging value, kind of layered over on top of that. Scarlet blood for the Son. Again, kind of obvious. In this case, it's very visceral rather than symbolic. It's like Jesus bled, he died. So blood is red, like the color of the blood of the Son. So I don't feel like the symbolism there's quite as deep. And we've already covered the Holy Spirit, which was the aspect I found to be the most interesting. And that's it. That's all I've got on 8. And if that's all you've got on 8, then we are ready for chapter 9.
There we go. Congratulations. We did it. Newton and painting.
We did it. Newton and painting. How many pages?
I'm kind of looking at that right now. Let's see, 135.
I have to say that despite its fluctuating relevance to what we're about, this is a very good book for what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We got this. 9 pages.
Yeah, that's not bad. We can do that. And I'm thinking these next chapters are going to be a little bit interesting. A little bit more interesting. Because it's going to go kind of... My suspicion is that it's going to kind of dissect how they see color and why they came up with their conclusions and then how they implemented it. So, in a way, it's going to be a roundabout way of being able to kind of see the flow of thoughts and feelings of the individual they're talking about. So it may not necessarily define the colors themselves, but you can learn more about the individual. That's always interesting. So,
it's like the application we just read over with the Holy Spirit and whatever. It's like that enabled us to kind of follow the flow of thoughts and feelings of the artist, why he used those symbolisms, why he described it the way he did.
Yeah.
And the more application we get to see from more different artists, the more of that we can do.
Yep. All right.
Alrighty then. Off to bed with us.
Yep, off to bed.
Alrighty then, Observer, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
As always, looking forward to the next one. Good night and Godspeed.
Good night and Godspeed.